Coach Shelton Harrison TV show Boxing Live. And I gotta say, I just watched a video by you, John Boxing. Because John Boxing, you made a video and you explained your reasonings why you think PBC won't fail. And John Boxing, I gotta tell you, man, you've been taking some heat. You've been taking a lot of heat. And John Boxing, I gotta back you on this one. And that's just the way that is. You see, John Boxing, here's my theory behind PBC. And John, you tell me if I missed something here. You see, Al Haymon is the talk of boxing. Al Haymon is pretty much the villain of boxing, even though we don't know nothing about the man's life. We don't know if he married, got kids. We just don't know nothing about Alvin Haymon. We know nothing about this man. All we know is that this man is a manager / promoter. And he ain't even a promoter. Okay? What we know about Al Haymon is very minimal, but people just seem to hate this guy so much. The guy puts fights on regular TV. They can't stand this guy. The guy don't give interviews. He puts on some good fights. They still can't stand him. Okay? Now you got guys gloating, talking about PBC. The finances are dwindling. Okay? But none of these guys, John, and you got none of these guys have ever got an interview quoted from Al Haymon. There are no interviews from Al Haymon saying that the PBC funds are dwindling. They say that Al Haymon's investors, they can go look at this stuff because it's public information, that they talk about how PBC is failing. They get this in news articles. But I had a real famous YouTuber once tell me that if it's not if it's an article written by a writer, and if it's not quoted, then that means it can't be true. Now, I ain't seen no quotations with Al Haymon in it. I hadn't seen many articles. I ain't seen any articles with his investors, them being quoted, the people that lent him the money to do PBC in the first place. How y'all gonna explain this? How? How you gonna explain this? You see, I'm not buying it into either Al Haymon or one of his investors, the CEOs of this financial company that gave him this money. And I'm talking about they come out and just say, you know what, this thing ain't working. Because for some reason, these guys seem to, they're backing Al Haymon. And they really do believe in Al Haymon. They believe in him. People, that's just how that is. That's just the way that is. These people believe in Al Haymon. And John Boxing, let me tell you what I think's going to happen. I think Al Haymon is thinking of doing the unthinkable. I think Al Haymon is thinking of taking PBC. Now get me on this now. I think he's going to make PBC a network. And I mean not just a network, John. Not any network. No. I think Al Haymon is thinking of making PBC its own network. He ain't got to share with Fox. He ain't got to share with Spike TV. He ain't got to share with USA. He ain't got to share with ESPN. No. I think Al Haymon is, to me, thinking of making his own network. And he'll call it the PBC Network. And it'll be a network of boxing. Okay? And he may even venture out to having fights in there. Because, even Dana White, and it kind of gave me an inkling of a clue, because even Dana White said that Al Haymon is pretty much doing the right thing with PBC. And I even think he may even work with Dana White to get some MMA fights, some UFC fights going on there. I think, and could you imagine, really and truly, what would happen if that happens? You can kiss, Bob Arum, they're going to have to beg. And when I mean, and the coach means beg, I'm talking about on their hands and knees, saying, Al, please, Al, we need help. Please make these fights. Because I'm telling you, if that happened, if Al Haymon do what I think he's trying to do, it's a wrap. Okay, that's the nail in the coffin for GBP. That's the nail in the coffin for Top Rank, Kathy Duva. Yeah, Kathy Duva. I don't think Eddie Hearn and Tom Loeffler will be as greatly affected because they're more quick to work with Al Haymon, and they will work with him. But Bob Arum and GBP, they're not too fast to try to work with him. Even though Bob Arum said he would work with Al Haymon. He said he would, but he not really excited and quick to do it. But see, it's gonna come a time, because I think Al Haymon is doing it. I'm telling y'all, don't say, Coach, you full of it. Al Haymon got to do this and this and this. Look, that's the same thing. Before BET came around, they were trying to talk about all the obstacles that it took to get BET, and guess what? BET came to fruition. I remember when Bob Johnson was first thinking of the inception plan of BET. A lot of people was telling him, no, it's not going to happen. No, it really can't happen. No, it's just, he's got too many obstacles and it's not going to work. Now BET, one of the biggest networks. One of the biggest networks. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell you people. Y'all just don't want to listen. You don't want to hear it. Some of y'all hard-headed. Some of you bobblehead doll-ass fans. I mean, you guys hard-headed. And I have to keep telling y'all over and over and over that Al Haymon is not a guy who likes to lose. Floyd Mayweather said, you do anything. And Floyd said, anything that Al Haymon touches is going to be successful. That's what Floyd said. Floyd said, look, Al Haymon got me out of my top-ranked contract. Floyd said Al Haymon promised me everything, and everything he promised me, that stuff came to fruition. Al Haymon said that he'd make me the biggest star in boxing. Al Haymon came through. Really and truly, Al Haymon don't have a track record of failing. The guy is he's still, and people say, well, he's out of the music business. No, he's not. Do y'all know that Al Haymon is still making royalties on a lot of these artists that he was managing? Al Haymon's still getting paid off that stuff. Al Haymon still has his hand in the music industry. He's not completely left. Al manages so many different celebrities. The guy has a track record, guys, of winning. And I don't think he would do anything that he didn't think he could win in. Or he'd make it a winner. See, we can, the detractors of Al Haymon, we can say, Al Haymon just bad for boxing. That's just stupid. How is he bad for boxing? Al Haymon done put on more fights, done exposed. I mean, there's been more fighters expose people than any other network. We seeing new fighters, up and coming fighters, thanks to Al Haymon and the PBC network. Ain't nobody else doing that. Top ranked Golden Boy, they not doing that. They're not doing that, people, and that's just the way that is. So John Boxing, I co-sign that. Because, see, I know you've been taking the flag. I know you've been at war with these Triple G fans. I know. Because, John, I've been there. I've been there, John. Keep the hammer down. Because what we're going to do, John, is we're going to know without a shadow of a doubt, what we're going to do. I got to get some gas here. Coach Shelton Harrison about to run on you. But without a shadow of a doubt, I tell you what, John, we're going to know, because Al Haymon got some big things planned for 2016. And when these big things come and these fights come to fruition, then everybody's going to know. And I'm telling y'all, when that PBC network, the PBC network, where you can turn to your channel and you can get PBC and just click on PBC, the shift in boxing is going to completely change. And that's just the way that is. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. I'm done.